Hello, everyone. My name is Leila Gatika. I'm here with the person that I chose to do my interview with for my qualitative research. And the person does not wish to be put on video, but they are here with me. They will be on audio. I decided to be on video. Okay, let's do this. All right. So can you please introduce yourself and tell us what is your role in neurological medicine?
Hi, my name is Amy Lohr, and I'm a practice administrator at Neurological Medicine.
Okay, good. All right. So, Amy, I know there have been some challenges in the past, but at the practice of neurological medicine, how were you able to increase the patient load at neurological medicine?
Well, when I first took this position, I spent quite a bit of time looking at all the different areas where I felt we were not excelling.
Okay.
Increasing the patients was actually not my first line of proactively growing the practice.
Mm-hmm.
The appointment books were relatively full at the time.
Mm-hmm.
However, the receivables told a completely different story. They were suffering. So the first thing I did was went in to find out why we had so many patients but so low in income. I changed a lot of things at that point.
Mm-hmm.
There were a number of reasons for that I found out.
Mm-hmm.
Am I veering off?
Oh, no, you're doing fine.
Mm-hmm. The first thing that I did was I made sure all insurances were verified.
Mm-hmm.
I found out that we were getting referrals. Some of these referrals weren't completed correctly. Some of them we didn't participate with the insurance, and we still saw the patients.
Mm-hmm.
Others, the insurance had terminated. There were a variety of reasons. So to me, that was the most important thing, get that cleaned up. Our patient load did drop off at that point.
Mm-hmm.
It was an uphill battle,
Mm-hmm.
and I had to really prove that I knew what I was doing and that our practice would head in the right direction by taking this cut in patients.
Mm-hmm.
The pushback was difficult, but what happened after that, we were doing half of our patient load but bringing in twice the income.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're finally getting paid for what we're doing. When that was sorted out, then I presented a new marketing strategy to the board of directors of getting our name out there. Patient satisfaction is going to play a big role in this, as well as marketing the practice. So,
Nice.
So there were a lot of changes. So.
Okay, nice. Okay, so my next question is, so how do you keep the patient satisfaction sufficiently high?
First and foremost,
Mm-hmm.
our staff is trained in how to speak to patients and with patients. If the staff is rude or short, the patient will not be happy no matter how they feel about their doctor. We attempt to have things run smoothly for our patients. They're here because they're sick.
Mm-hmm.
We're here because we're getting paid.
Mm-hmm.
It's important to put their feelings first, even if we're having a bad day. Try and give them a reasonable time that they're going to be here and stick with it. Taking the time to listen to patients is also very, very important.
Mm-hmm.
Invariably, a manager is requested for any problems that arise.
Mm-hmm.
That's the first thing. I want to speak with a manager. So even if we're not agreeing with the patient, listening to them and trying to provide an answer for them is very, very important. So.
Thank you. Okay, and so how do you make sure that the numbers stay up, that you don't have, a drop when it comes to patients?
Well, again, we go back to the marketing that we implemented. That's important. It involves everything from attending managers' meetings for Prince George's County, getting our name out there, getting our cards, our brochures. We involve the practice in various benefit activities like the Epilepsy Foundation and Stroke Prevention Awareness Foundation. this also goes back to the patient satisfaction question. A satisfied patient goes back and tells their primary care doctor that they liked our practice. Primary sends more patients. They'll also refer their friends and family here then.
Yeah, nice. Thank you. Okay. And so when you're hiring, because I know you do a lot of hirings here, when you're hiring, who do you consider a good candidate?
Honestly, the first thing I look at before I ever meet anybody or speak with them on the phone, I look at their resume. If they have a multitude of jobs on there where they work a year, and move on, I don't consider that a good candidate. I feel like that's what they would do here. A good candidate should be in time for their interview. Their resume should reflect that they choose to educate themselves further, which is, again, what you're doing.
Thank you.
We know we can't keep everybody, but we would love to open up roles for people as they educate themselves. That's it.
Okay. Okay, so what, if any, challenges have you faced working here at neurological medicine, as a practice administrator?
Well, can we just say COVID virus for number one? No, being an administrator will always have challenges. It's day to day. Healthcare changes every day. It's my role to make sure I'm up on all of the changes so that they can be brought to everyone's attention and they know how to do their jobs. As I said before, there was a lot of pushback when I first took over in changing how we did things and how we proceed into the future. So that, again, is always challenging. When you bring new ideas and people don't like them and you have to push them to show that this will help our practice grow. Always challenging.
Okay. All right. So what is, if any, the hardest decision you've ever had to make here at neurological medicine?
I think I can speak for any administrator in any business. The hardest decision is always the decision to let someone go. In some cases, it's so well warranted, it has to be done. In other cases, you work very hard to not do it, but then you have to. So.
Okay, all right. So how do you feel about employees turnover?
For our practice, I feel like the major part of my job is to create an environment where people wish to come. We spend the majority of our waking hours here, or on any job. A happy employee stays with us much longer. I feel like our turnover is very low if you compare us to other practices of the same size, smaller or larger. I think our turnover is quite low. We have numerous employees who have been here for many years, so.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Amy. This was great. It made me learn a lot about the practice. I appreciate you doing this with me.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Bye, y'all. Thank you.